sweltering heats of the Mojave Desert, to the unpredictable habitat of Tanzania's Serengeti, to the murky depths of the Mariana Trench, to the exhilarating heights of Mount Kilimanjaro. You have the pleasure of listening to From Chicago to Dummast, the Dummast Podcast.
What's up, everybody? It's Icekold, and you have made it to episode 71 of the Dummast Podcast. Got a decent show for you guys today. Well, I'll come off and say a decent show. I got a good show for you guys today. Got some things to talk about. Also, I got a few, how I always do. I always bring people on the show. I got Sahai. Me and him are chopping it up about this whole Fani Willis situation. Fani, I don't know how to pronounce it. But this whole Fani Willis situation going on in Atlanta. Looks like Trump lawyers and the other lawyers involved in that RICO case is trying to get her thrown off the case. So we're going to talk about that. And while we're talking about that, we kind of branch off into a lot of other stuff. So definitely want you guys to listen into that, because I think it's some important and some really good conversation. So definitely stay tuned for that. Also, we have someone else new to the show that I'm trying to implement in. We're going to get her worked into some of the segments. I think she's going to be a great addition to what we do here over at the Dummast Podcast. And that is VivaBella. Christina, I'm going to be bringing her in and, more relationship type stuff. Definitely want to see her perspective on that. And I got her just a little introduction. We have a, nice little conversation, nice little back and forth to see, what her strong points are and what you guys can expect from her. We also get into a really, really, really good conversation towards the end of that segment. So definitely want you guys to check that out. Let's go. Let's get it. I want to talk about, let me kind of move this out the way so I can get comfortable and talk about this. I want to send a shout out to all the fathers out there. And not only the fathers. I want to send a shout out to the dads, the real dads out there. There's different type of parents out there. And different type of fathers out there. Everybody got their own kind of approach to parenting. And I'm not necessarily saying one approach is different than another approach. That I'm not going there at all. I'm literally, what I'm saying is I think a lot of dads that are hands-on with their kids, and when I say hands-on, I mean they're always there. They're always present. They're they can always be counted on. They're always there. They're always in a home. They're not Rolling Stones. They're not away from the house all the time. And like I did previously mention, I'm not dragging or not throwing shade on any other style of parenting. Even my father was a worker. My father wasn't home all the time because my father was working. My father was, my father worked nights. So I didn't get to see my father in the daytime. Not as much as I would like. My father, for the most part, worked during the night. And in the daytime, we didn't get the best version of our father because he was tired. He was sleepy. And we get that. And even at the time, I understood that. And it was never nothing that, like, I looked at my father a different way or anything like that. My father was sleepy, and like I said, we understood that. We knew, he had to do that for us and for the household to be ran a certain way. But not every, especially these days, the dynamic has changed. You don't typically, that's not the set role. Yes, you do have that a lot of the father that works a 9 to 5 and goes out and provides and comes back home. That's still there. But now you do have, you got a lot of people working from home. You have a lot of flexibility. You have different type of jobs. You have a lot of business owners and things like that. So the dynamic it's not always that. I think back in the early 90s, 80s, 70s, even the 60s, that was the model. The father went out to work, mother stayed home, take care of the kids. Now, like I said, it's a little different in some cases. But to go back to what I was talking about, with my father worked during the night, and he came home. He was tired. We probably got about anywhere like 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. My father was, playing with us and more social, and we got, at that point in time, we got our real father. But it was just a few hours, because again, we had to go to sleep. We had school the next day, so we got to get the best version of our father for a few hours a day, which is great, because some people don't even get that. And like I said, even at the time, we understood it. Nobody was complaining. And my father was great. Even to this day, my father's great. Well, I don't talk to him as much as I should, because I'm just horrible when it comes to like keeping in touch with people. But again, my father was great. His style of parenting is different than my style of parenting. A lot of things I picked up from him that was really good, and I implemented it in a way I rear my kids. But like I said, I want to send a shout out to the fathers out there, because I think so women tend to, I'm trying to say this right, because I think a lot of women, when they see a good father, when they see a good dad, they do appreciate it. They do appreciate them. But I do think a lot of what we do either falls on deaf ears or does go unrecognized. A lot of it. And when I talk about, and what I mean, it, especially for me, like for me being like just so hands-on. And when I say hands-on with my kids, I'm always there. If you see me out in them streets, best believe I got at least one of them. I at least got one of them. My oldest son, he's old enough to, I can leave the house for a little bit. He just gonna sit at home and play video games. But even still, he's with me a lot. If you see me, you probably see at least one of my kids. And that's just that's just the way it is right now, because of the way our household is set up. I am flexible. My job is a lot more flexible than most people, and including my girl. Her job, she has that typical 9 to 5 job. It's not 9 to 5, but you got them. I think you guys understand what I'm saying. My job, like I said, is flexible. So anytime that I need to go to school, which is every day, I'm literally at my, and I think I've mentioned this a few times on the show, that I am literally always at my kid's school. And, my son, he has my youngest son, he has some issues, so which I have to be there. Just to make sure he can get through the day. It's always, and I'm there every day. I'm eating lunch with my son every day. I'm there, and they know I'm that dad that's involved with his kids. And it didn't start with my youngest son. I was there like that for my oldest son too. Always at the school, not as much, but they knew, they know who I am, to the point when I come there, I don't sign in. They just let me in and do whatever. If I need to observe, which I did today, I observed my son, at school. They'll just let me in. It's not a problem. It's no, hey, Mr. Long, you need to sign in, or hey, can I get your ID? No, they just let me in. I got registered to be like that. But like I said, I'm always hands-on with my kids. I take them everywhere, and I just want them at this point in time to have as much time with me as they possibly can. I don't have a problem with that. But here's the rub. It gets to be too much. It does. At times, it does get to be too much because, and I think I said this in a podcast, a few podcasts ago, we ain't cut out for a lot of that. And let me kind of rephrase that. When I say we're not cut out for a lot of that, I'm not saying we can't do it. We shouldn't do it. I'm not saying anything like that. What I'm saying is, like, it's not natural to us to always have kids around us as men. Typically, it's like I always got to filter what I say, because I'm not saying this is a woman's job, but women are better at it. Women have a natural ability to, to be that comforter, to be that, person that the kids are always around, whether they're boys or whether they're girls, little boys or little girls. That's how my kids are on me. I am the dad that's in the video game, so they can relate to that. I'm the type of person, when I see them into something, I try to get into it too, whether I like it or not. I got Pokemon Go and I got My Singing Monsters on my phone, and I do that for them. And a lot of times I find myself playing those things when they're not around, just so I could show them later, yeah, I'm ahead of you and I'm beating you now, But the point I'm trying to make is I'm very hands-on with my kids, and it could be, it takes a toll. It does take a toll, especially like when you're trying to work, and like I previously mentioned, I'm working while trying to take care of my kids a lot. So when you have issues, when your son has issues, and I don't want to get into specifics with that, but when your son has issues, but at the same time you're dealing with those issues, which I've made it transparent before, I deal with some things in my head. And when your son is suffering, but you're kind of suffering from the same thing, it makes it even harder. I have limited patience, and I'm not saying I'm the perfect dad. I'm far from it. I make mistakes, and a lot of times I see myself making, after the fact, I see the mistake, and I'll go to my kids all the time and tell them, I could have handled that a different way, or I could have did this differently. I apologize. Have no problem doing it. I've done it before. I say all that to say this. Women, ladies, recognize it. It's not something that is natural to us. Parenting, especially when you're a really hands-on parent. When you constantly, you're trying to make your way, my work is hard enough as it is, and I know a lot of people are the same way. Work is hard enough as it is. Everybody's job is hard as it is. And when you got the kids around and you're trying to clean up this and you're trying to do this and you're trying to make it easier, so when, you're trying to make it easier so your other half don't have it as hard, and like I said, I think women do appreciate a good father. I believe they can see a good father when he's around, but I do believe a lot of it, what did it take for him to get to that point? How much patience, where's the work? How did it lead up to that? How did he know how to do this? How does he, it takes time. It takes patience, which, like I said, I ain't perfect and I have very limited patience. But it takes time. In a nutshell, just pay attention. Just pay attention to us. And when you see we need time, when you see we need a break, when you see we're frustrated, just recognize that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And like I said, I want to send the shout outs to the dads, all the dads that's out there parenting in their own way, just trying to get through it. Whether you're hands on as I am, or you one of those dads that go out and bust your ass to come home and provide. Shout out to you, because it is not an easy thing. It is. We may make it look like it's easy, but I know personally. I know brothers in this group. I know brothers that's affiliated with the show. Everybody in my circle are great dads. Everybody. I don't think I would let somebody in this circle that wasn't a good dad. And I want to send a shout out to all the good dads out there that's out there doing their thing. And ladies, give them their flowers. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah. So I want to get into the interview I have with Sahai. We talking about Fani Willis, and like I said, we get into some other things. I want to talk to you guys. I want you guys to check that out. Sorry, I want you guys to check that out and let us know what you think, man. I think it's a really good segment. And comments below, definitely get in that conversation. All right. So what is up here with Sahai? What is good with you, boy?
It's all good, brother. Just living life right now. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. I see you trim down the bed a little bit. You trimmed it
I
down a little
had to.
bit.
I went to. Before I went to Florida, I had to get it cut down. But I kind of like how it looks, so I might just continue to keep it down. But you know what? I always grow my beard out. Again, I say this like October, November, and then like March, I cut it. So
Exactly. I do the same. I got mine cut a little bit, you know. Got
I see you.
the little shape
brother.
up. Got the little mohawk going, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see
That's
you.
for y'all on that episode of Live where y'all thought I was bald headed, man. Just to let people
Man,
know, I got
that's
hair
all
under
me,
here.
brother.
I
That's
got
all
hair
me.
under here. You know what I'm saying? I just be cold in this basement, you know.
Yeah, that's how it is here. I'm in the basement right now. It's freezing down here, but hey, it's whatever, you know.
And like I like hats, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
thoroughly enjoy hats. See,
Y-
I got my hairline and everything. People be ragging on me, bro. Like they think I'm bald, bro. I got hair, you know what I'm
no,
saying? I just got like
I wear.
hats.
You know what? I usually don't wear hats, but lately I've been wearing hats for just not because I'm bald. It's just I just like having something on my head. I
No,
don't
I
have
feel
any
you.
hair. Let's put
That's how I
some.
am. That's how I am. Even in the
So
summertime, I rock a baseball hat.
yep,
In the
yep,
wintertime, I'm rocking a Scully, you know. So,
yep,
and I'm a
yep,
hoodie guy. I love hoodies, man. I don't wear
yep.
coats, bro.
Yeah,
But I
oh no, I gotta wear a nice jacket or something.
mm-mm.
Because I feel like if because I like to walk, I do a lot of walking,
Me too. Me too.
so I gotta wear a coat when I'm walking. You know what I'm saying? So, but if I'm like just hopping in the car, of course I'm just gonna put on a hoodie or something. You know what I'm
Bro.
saying? I got these hoodies, these what are they called? Super dry,
Yeah,
and
I
they
fuck
like,
with Superdry all the time. I fuck with
man,
Superdry all
and
the time. That's
man,
one of my favorite hoodies. I got like
yep.
8 of them motherfuckers, bro.
Yep, I got 3 hoodies and a sweatshirt, but they so thick.
Yeah, yeah.
They like coats.
They
So
thick, bro. Yeah.
I just put one of those on. I'm good to go.
Word to the wise, don't put them motherfuckers in the dryer though.
You know
You let
what?
them
You don't.
motherfuckers air dry, bro. They will shrink on
Yo,
your ass, bro.
my wife, she already know when she washes my Nike hoodies and my super dry hoodies. She hangs them up to dry.
Yeah, I don't air dry no hoodies, bro.
Man.
I'm a hoodie connoisseur, bro. Bro. I don't like I said. I don't even wear coats, bro. I just throw on a hoodie. I'm good, bro.
Yeah, I get it.
I
I
own more hoodies
100%
than
get it.
anything, bro. I got all type of hoodies, bro. I'm a hoodie guy for real. Like
Yeah, I love it.
it's hard to catch me in the wintertime or the fall without a hoodie. And
Yeah,
I love the hoodie weather, bro. I love the hoodie weather.
Yep. Like right now, it's like it was like 60 today, man. I was wearing nothing but I had my earlier today. I had my Nike hoodie on because I had to take it off because I went to go smoke a cigar. But
Mm-hmm.
but I put on my Nike hoodie. I put on my Nike hoodie, had it on all day, and that was it. I was good to go.
Man,
You know what I mean?
I think I like the hoodies because like I get hot. Like if I got a coat on, bro, even it could be like 20 degrees outside. I'm
Yep.
sweating. And then once that
Yep.
wind hits you, get you a little hawk, man, you fuck around and get pneumonia or something like that. So like I don't know, bro. The hoodies is perfect for
100.
me. The hoodies is perfect for me. I love when that weather seep in, so I can bring out the hoodies. You know what I'm saying? Take them out of,
Facts. Facts.
put them back,
All
put
good.
them into the
Yes.
clothing rotation.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Yep.
that's how that go.
I that's all. I just like, for me, like, I got like hoodies I keep upstairs, downstairs, in the basement. I got a hoodie right here next to me. You know what I'm saying? So I just, so wherever I am. So if I'm in the house and I get a little cold, I got a hoodie right next to me
Hey,
always.
speaking of hoodies, you ever see these like little kids nowadays? Even in the summertime, they wearing hoodies and shorts. You ever see?
Man,
What
Joe,
the fuck is that shit about, bro?
yo,
I've been for the last few years. I've been seeing it, bro. I don't know if it's a skating culture thing or something, but like it could be 100 degrees outside, and they in
man,
a hoodie, bro.
I don't
They
know,
in a
man.
hoodie and shorts. I don't even get that shit, bro.
You gotta go through my videos I put it on Instagram and I put it on TikTok. But I was, this summer I was walking with my son. My daughter was in swimming. I was walking with my son. My son is now, he's 14 now, and he had a whole hoodie. It's 80 degrees outside.
I
This
don't
punk
get
had
it,
a
bro.
whole hoodie on.
I
He
don't.
had a whole. I was like, man, take that damn hoodie off. He was like, man, it's my hoodie. He said it's not bothering anybody. I was like, not really, but man, you gonna fall out. It's
Right.
You gonna fall out, man. It's
Bro,
80 degrees
I
out here. You
don't
got a
get it,
hoodie
bro.
on.
I don't get this
But
whole trend. I don't know if
but
it's like, oh, go ahead.
you think about like when we were younger, like in the summertime, man, we used to wear like Tim boots in the summertime,
Hmm.
doing stupid stuff like that, and that's why I don't really trip about it, because we used to do crazy stuff like that, and now that we older, it's like we see them doing it now, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So
Bro,
I
it's
don't
still
I see it as it's a
unorthodox, bro.
problem.
It's
It's
unorthodox, bro. Like,
right. It
don't
is.
get me
It is.
wrong.
But
I mean, I can kind of. It was more so like fashion. I don't think they being fashionable when they do that, bro. I
nah.
think it's just a thing that like to make them feel more comfortable. I don't know. Like, is it like uh, like is it like a blankie? You know what I'm saying? Like what
I
the what the fuck is it
my
for?
son, I bought him a he was like, he for Christmas he wanted this Nike outfit, and he was like, I bought him a Nike outfit. He was like, no, not that one. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, and he wanted the Nike Tech.
Oh yeah, they fuck with Nike Tech, bro. They fuck with
And
them techs.
I was like, bro, I was like, the hoodie alone costs like $175 or something like that, $145 or something. The hoodie itself. He wanted the whole outfit, man. I had to spend almost $300 for that, for one outfit. And I was like, and he was like flabbergasted, like I did the best thing I ever did for him in his life.
You put them
Like,
on, bro. You put them
man,
on.
he was like, and then I asked his sister, I said, has he been wearing this? She was like, he wears it every day.
Yeah, these kids they fuck with them Nike Techs, bro.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? It did. And when I bought it for him, and I was like, man, try it on, man. I just want to see how it looked. So he tried it on. He got glossy eyed because he was so happy, and he came upstairs. I was like, damn, it do look nice though. You know what I'm
You gonna
saying?
fuck
It
around and
looked,
get you one, right? Right.
man, right? But I I I have pride myself in not paying that much for clothing anymore. Like um like when we said, the the super dry stuff
Hmm.
was, it can get expensive,
Oh yeah,
right?
that shit
So
can get there.
I go whenever I go to super dry, I think out of all my stuff, I don't know because I got like my wife bought me a bunch, like for Christmas. She bought me like t-shirts. She bought me collar shirts, all the super dry stuff. but my two hoodies, I went straight to the clearance section, right? Went straight to the clearance section, and I got them for on clearance. All my stuff I get like basically on clearance, or they like on a super sale.
Mm.
Like if but for my children, they want the stuff. I just get it from them. I just have to take a L. You know what I'm
Oh, you
saying?
gonna take
So
an L with the kids, bro? You gonna
man,
take an
that you
L,
have
bro?
to. You have to. So I still look good. I still look nice. Like when I go to when like they had these Jordans that came out this week, right? This week, and my birthday was like on the 10th, and I was supposed to get them for my birthday. My wife actually forgot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Jordans cost $115, no, $215, right? And I was like, so she was like, oh, I can get them on StockX for like $20 more. And I was like, yeah, go ahead. And then I'm like, you know what? So I go on Nike. Nike got a sale going on. So I bought like 3 or 4 pair of shoes. I bought 3 or 4 pair of shoes and didn't get the Jordans. Like,
Mm.
and then I started seeing reports people are like dogging those Jordans. I was like,
Which
you know what?
ones
I'm
were they?
glad I
Which
didn't
ones
get them.
were they?
They were the they were called the Bread Fours reimagined,
All right, so
right?
the black ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
know
I
what you're
got
talking
them
about. I know
already.
what you're talking about.
I got the ones from 2019, right? I got them. They still in the box, DS, and I haven't touched them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still look, they still in the box, brand new, paper in there, everything. And these are like the reimagined are like totally like leather, like totally
Yeah,
leather.
so
And people
yeah.
people like, yeah, but no, like I like them, but they just take away from the original. And I was like, you know what, I'm glad I didn't get them. You know what I'm saying? So
How
I'm
you what
good.
other people think?
You know what? It's not so much as what other people think. It's like when I got them, when if I was to get them, I was out, and I would probably put them off to the side, like not wearing them. But then when she didn't get them, I was kind of upset. But then when people were like, no, they not all that or whatever, and I'm like, okay, fine, I feel better that I didn't get them. You know what I'm saying? I feel
They
better,
look cool to
even
me. I
though
ain't
if
gonna
I
lie.
would have got them,
They
I'd have
look
been.
decent to me.
Yeah, you know what? If I got them, I'd have been okay. But since I didn't get
You're
them,
still okay.
I'm still
I
okay.
got you.
Right, because I got like 3 or 4 pair of shoes. I got a pair of Adidas and like 3 pair of Nikes,
Got you.
and it came out to a little bit over what I would have paid on StockX.
Got you. Got you.
So,
All right. We done ran our mouth about 12 minutes,
right.
bro. I wanted to get you in here, bro. I wanted to talk about this Fani Willis situation.
Oh
Have you been
man.
up on that?
So I haven't been up on her. I've been up on the whole Trump, like his downfall,
Okay.
like the the craziness that's been going on, all these L's he's been taking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I don't know how to take it because I'm of course I'm not a Trump fan, but also I'm not a Biden fan. So when the he's just what happens is he didn't rub so many people the wrong way that now everybody's trying to get him. You know what I'm saying? So for me, this is like the whole Fannie Willis thing is like such a low blow. It's such a low blow. And but you know what? I can expect that from him because he does hit below the belt. And this whole Fannie thing, and they trying to get it thrown out because they said what is it? Her
The head lawyer.
Yeah,
So
so
she's a
they had a
district
room.
attorney, and she hired
Right. So
outside counsel.
so for me, I was under the impression that she did nothing wrong. Okay, she did nothing wrong. So what they're saying, I guess, is that they had a romantic relationship before this whole case started, and she's like, no, we started after.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, and I guess this is a conflict of interest. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no.
And right,
That's not it. It's not so much a conflict of interest. What they're saying is that okay, she hired him. She paid
right,
him X amount of dollars to head this case. Now, in doing so, he's taking her out on trips, out to eat, all this stuff. So what they're saying is she's financially benefiting from the same person that she has running the case. So it's not so much a conflict. Well, it is a conflict of interest, but that's not
Right.
the point. The point is she's financially benefiting. She chose, what they're saying is she chose a love interest so she could financially benefit from the proceeds
Ah,
of the case, which is coming from the taxpayers. So
right.
go
But
ahead.
she's her argument is that I'm not I hired him, but we started our romantic relationship after the fact.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? After the fact. And I didn't know that. I don't know how the law works or whatever, but from what I gather is that she did nothing wrong. Like if you have a relationship with somebody, I guess if they can prove that they have a relationship before the case started, then don't they have to prove that she's financially gaining from it? Like all this stuff and
And that right there is where they can't, they're not going to be able to prove this. And it's not even, it's not a case or anything like that. This is a judge decision.
right,
So it's not like
right,
a jury is going to decide this. A judge is going to make his opinion. And I don't think the defense, and when I say defense, Trump's, the I can't say Trump because it's a bunch of them, because it's a RICO case.
right, right.
They're not going to be able to prove this, but it's still up to the judge interpretation on how everything went and said. I think they did the shit. I'm gonna come out and say it. I think they did the shit.
Okay.
I think, you know, I don't think they did it with I don't think she did it with the intent of, I'm gonna pay this man I'm dating so he can turn around and take me places. This is the DA of Atlanta. She got money. But I think it was just carelessness. I mean, listen, man, and I'm on backtrack. I always say I'm on backtrack. I'm backtracking now, just to kind of put a little foreshadowing on all this. I think she had the tightest case against Trump. And the reason why, because it wasn't a federal case.
Mm.
Trump can't throw it out. If Trump became president again, he can't throw it out.
Right.
Well, even then, nothing would happen if he was found guilty. I mean, because he's the president, and you don't want to open up that can of worms. Like, who arrests the president? But I think she had the tightest case. And with a RICO trials, they're hard to do, but everybody go down when it's done. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Like, everybody go down. You ain't gonna make the president go down, but you get thrown into that. And he wouldn't be able to watch that stink off of him. Maybe to
But
his
I
maybe
think
to his more ardent supporters, but like not everybody else. Like you he would wiggle off the hook for the most part. My
mm,
thing is she had the strongest case, but her carelessness about the situation is what's going to be the downfall of the case, possibly. Like I
and then
said, I think they were doing. I mean, regardless of what, if he paid her back, if she was saying she paid him back in cash. Regardless of what, it's still. I mean, at the very least, like you said, conflict of interest, but also like you dating your subordinate. Like it's weird. It's not professional. And am I holding her to a higher standard than anyone else? Yeah, I am, because she's a district attorney of a whole fucking city. So yeah, you're gonna be held to a different standard. Um, do I care? I really don't care. I'm not really emotionally invested in this. I just think she was stupid. She did stupid shit, and she was thinking with her clitoris. You know what I'm saying? you know,
I get it. But for me is let's just so her being she, for me, I'm like, she cannot be this stupid because she's under all this scrutiny.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are watching everything she does.
I mean, you got to understand.
And
Trump hired the best lawyers that you can possibly hire.
and
That's what he's
and
gonna do
and
for the best lawyers he can buy. They're gonna look at every fucking thing.
everything. So for me is I don't think she I think she for me, in my opinion, and this is just my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, I don't think that I think she knew that eventually she was going to either date this gentleman
Oh, I think
or
they lying
wanted to
about that
date
too.
this
I think
gentleman.
they lying about that too. I think they were dating.
What do you,
Yeah, I think they were dating for a while. I think they've been dating ever
and,
since.
and you know what? And that could be the case, but if I believe that she's not she's too smart to fall into that trap.
Yeah.
Like if I was dating somebody and I knew I wanted them to help me out or wanted to be in this case with me, I would end it right away. End it right away. Because anything like you going out with somebody that can easily be looked at as just going out as friends or
Mm-hmm.
just having
Mm-hmm.
drinks and stuff like that. But I don't for you to come in and say um for you to have a relationship with this gentleman and and continue to have a relationship with this gentleman, I think she played it to where she was like, if she did before have a relationship with him, she kind of tiptoed around it until this case kind of got together, and then she was like, okay, fine, now we can do it because there's nothing they can say now.
Right.
This case has already been in full is in motion. But before, if I don't know, I just feel like
I
she couldn't be that
no
stupid.
no no.
She cannot be this
She's
stupid.
that stupid, and so I don't think it was no ill intentions. I don't think she said I'm gonna hire the man I'm having a sexual relationship with to do this case so I can get money off the back end. I don't think she did that. I think she was just silly, just being silly. You know, people get silly when they fucking around and they nose in the air when it come to the opposite sex. That shit happens. But I also did think she hired the best person that she possibly knew. So I think both can be true at the same time. She's
Right.
stupid and just did dumb shit, but at the same time, she did not intentionally try to financially benefit off this case. I don't think so. I think her problem was, again, it's messy. She did messy shit. And
So
and at some point you have to say to yourself, yeah, I think this guy is the best shot I got, but at the same time, I'm fucking him. So let me get somebody
yep,
else. She could have did that.
yep, she could have did
Now,
that.
what I do want to talk about, and I think the guy's name is Nathan Wade. I think that's it. I know it's Wade.
Yeah, Wade.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Wade. Willis and Wade.
Willis Wade.
Yeah, her name is Willis. His name
Yeah.
is Wade.
But what I think it's Nathan. I think it's Nathan Wade.
Yeah.
And I hadn't heard anything about him. And I'm like, oh, he just as stupid as she is, just reading everything and listening to everything. But when this dude got on the stand, bro, I'm talking about this dude ran a master's class on how to bullshit, how to have an answer for every fucking thing. He ended he befuddled these people. They were going back in their paperwork and he had a quick answer for everything. He would not let them he would not like how lawyers will try to take you down a road and make you say
Mm-hmm.
something or make you agree to say yes to something that does not really benefit you. He wouldn't even let them do that. Like he was like anytime they worded a question to him, he would say no and word it back to them the way they should say. It was a thing of beauty. This dude detangled. No, I'm sorry. I'm saying that backwards. He tangled them in knots, right? And he pretty much had it where even the judge was siding with him. The judge was like, no, he answered your question. Or no, you cannot answer that question to him. He had the man. He had the whole team in knots. And when I say the whole team, it's like 20 of them motherfuckers because they represent a lot of people. Now, this is where it messed up. And I don't know if you saw it. They were not going to call Fani Willis to the stand to question her. She was so, I guess, emotional. She was so emotional about the situation that she ran up on the stand. They weren't going to even ask any questions. Nobody was even sure that she was ever going to get on the stand and answer questions. And they asked her, what were you doing in your office? I was pacing back and forth. You know, she ready to pop off, and she had an attitude. She was, and not in a snarky way. She was like really like being, you know, combative on the stand. In sometimes, like not to the, well, a little bit to the judge, but not like nothing that not like she was to the other, you know, the opposing counsel. So I mean, it was to the point where she looked defensive. She looked like, and I'm gonna throw the air quotes up, she looked like the angry black woman. Those are air quotes, you know what I'm saying? I don't
Right.
say that, but to the other side. And when I say the other side, y'all know what I'm talking about. The other side, she looked like the angry black woman. And when you do that, you tend to look defensive. You tend to look off-putting. You tend to look like you got
Guilty.
something to hide. You tend to look guilty, like you just said. And I don't think she did herself any favors by even taking a stand, by even going up there. She could have just, the man had it handled. Nathan Wade had it handled. If that was it and they never called Fani Willis to the stand, it would be no way that judge could say, I'm throwing you guys off the case. It makes no, like, he literally had them, you know, to the point where they were reaching, trying to get him to cop to something he didn't do.
But to be honest, let's be honest. These are ploys that lawyers play.
Mm-hmm.
These are games that lawyers play. You know,
Exactly.
um, lawyers tend to try to drain. You know, like how you know, like if for instance, if I was going against a big company, they would prolong it
Mm-hmm.
because I gotta pay my lawyer over.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he doesn't have enough money to pay his lawyer. Eventually, this is gonna go
Yeah.
away, and that's what they trying to squeeze everything they can out of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And
It's a delay tactic. That's
which
all Trump does is delay tactics.
and that's fine because he's in his legal right. They're in their legal right.
Nah, see, I
But
hate this shit. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't be able to delay that shit. I could,
I mean,
I wouldn't be
it's.
able to do the shit Trump's doing or anybody else with money is able to do. And I do hate that shit. I hate this whole.
I
I
mean,
hate this whole. You gonna tell the judge when the case is gonna happen. Who the fuck are you? You the one sitting on trial. You ain't gonna tell me
but
shit.
see, but see, that's what happened with Trump in his civil case in New York not too long
Mhm.
ago, where the judge told him, hey, told his lawyers to kind of control him, and they couldn't. So he just talked shit about
Mhm.
the lawyers, talked shit about the judge, and the judge let him go. Okay, go ahead. And then you get hit with this big fine, and now you salty. You should have just kept your mouth shut, because Trump is a bully, and when people realize like this man has nothing, he has nothing for anybody but himself. He only wants to see himself advance. He doesn't care about this country. He doesn't care about what people, what the lower man or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, like you think about like poor people or poor people in these red states and these podunk ass um these podunk ass towns and stuff, and you're like to be honest, you have me and you have more in common than you and Trump. Like why are you guys putting all in on Trump? You know what I'm saying? Like at some point you should say, you know what? I'm washing my hands of it.
There are people.
Because
There's
now
some out
now
there that's doing it. It's just not enough. Like it's
it
a it's
it,
literally
it
a cult
isn't.
at this point. It's a cult.
And you know what? And I hate that word. I hate to say that, and I hate when you think about stuff like that because there are a lot of good people that's following this
Hmm.
man, and people that you have worked with, that you have hung out with, and then when the whole thing about politics come up, and you find out your guy or whatever people that you've been working with for years are Trump fanatics, and you're like, what the
Yeah, that's when I
hell?
start to distance myself.
See, but see, that's the thing though. I don't distance myself because I want to find out
Oh,
why.
I know why.
Like I want to find out what makes him a great leader. Like I understand that he has charisma. He knows how to get people, rally the folks up, rally the people up, and Biden don't have it. He's
Um,
like very, Biden is like the total opposite. But he's not inspiring. He's not there all the way. And everybody's like, oh, Biden is just old, just old, just old. Like, come on, man. I mean, Trump is what 4 years younger
like
than
three
Biden.
years, yeah.
Come on,
But
you feel me? Like, and we want these guys to run the country. You want your grandpa to run the country, to tell you what to do. You want your grandpa to tell you what to do. You wouldn't let your grandpa tell you what to do in your own life. Why would you want a grandpa to tell you what to do now?
so
To run the
so
country.
when I say I distance myself, I it's not a physical thing. I can always be cool with somebody, no matter what political
Right.
affiliation, religion, no matter what race. When I say distance myself, I mean I know not to have a conversation with this person because I'm not going to be able to change their mind. They in that cult. They're
No.
in that cult. That is I'm telling you, when you look at a lot of the stuff, and I'm not talking about like casual people that's just going to vote for Trump. I'm talking about the people that go to them rallies with like three teeth and you know, you know what I'm talking about. The MAGA Republicans,
Right. Like, yeah.
those
And
right wing
yeah.
morons.
I
That's what I'm
yeah.
talking about. The people,
Those
yeah,
crazies.
exactly.
The crazies.
So you're
And
not going to convince them. And I've learned a long time ago, you cannot. When most people you debate with are stubborn, and you're not going to change their mind. So what's the point? Why waste that energy? You know what I'm saying? Just move to something else. You can
right.
always be cool with them. You can talk sports. You can talk anything with them. Just leave politics
Yeah,
out of
but
it. Um,
that's why when you talk to people, like politics and religion needs to stay out of the conversation.
mhm,
Like politics and religion need to stay out of the
exactly.
conversation. And so because you will change your mind about a person because their views are like totally
No, I
different
just
than
don't. I
yours.
wouldn't change my mind. I just know, yeah, I better not. I don't need to have a political conversation with this person because
Conversation because
that level of extreme is not. They didn't get there by reading. They didn't get there by. They got there because somebody told them something that kind of hit. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like somebody told them something that that kind of connected emotionally, and that's why they're gonna, and it could be racism, it could be nationalism, white nationalism, the fear of, the white man uh uh being forgotten about in today's America. It could be a lot of things that makes people gravitate to that cult. But usually those things that make them gravitate to that cult aren't things that I would ever consider like good or something to follow. It's always out of fear of losing something.
mm-hmm.
So what Trump
I,
has done is he knows how to capitalize off that level of fear. He knows how to fearmonger. He knows how to saber rattle. He knows how to get people to believe he's winning when he is not winning. You know what I'm saying? Let him tell it and let his voters tell it. And we didn't get our way off in the tangent. We were talking about Fani Willis, and now we're talking about Trump. But anyway, um, to
we
let
lost
let
you.
his people tell it. his presidency was the greatest presidency that ever happened. He had all time, you know, everything was low and everything was great under Trump, and the gas prices were low, which is bullshit anyway. I don't think a president really has any influence.
Any
Yeah,
power about that?
yeah.
Yeah, they.
Any real
But people don't.
power. The economy was good, bro. We During Trump's presidency, we had COVID. The economy sucked. Nobody was working, bro. They try to act like they try to act like all this stuff happened under Biden. No, we had a fucking a global pandemic where
Yep.
every fucking country is trying to dig out of. Guess what?
And
America is digging out a lot faster than China. America is digging out a lot
yep.
faster than a lot of these countries on this globe. Probably the fastest, but when you hear people tell it, all this is Biden. To the
Yep.
point they will even tell you, and this is a conspiracy theory, that the Biden created the fucking pandemic to get Trump out of office. And they call it the plandemic. And I shouldn't even be talking about this, but anyway.
Yeah, but also, you're right. That's but you got to think about like people was talking about inflation and you're like, oh yeah, inflation, inflation, inflation. It's a global inflation.
Exactly.
Global meaning
Everybody's
everybody is
going through
going
it. They
through it,
just
not
call it
just
something different. They
America.
just call it like in
Right. And it's so crazy that you would think that because of Biden, we have inflation. That's not. It's a global thing. It was a global thing. Everybody had inflation. It's going through inflation right
and
now.
I'll say this
Um,
thing about Biden's age. Biden, well, no president, I'm gonna just throw it out there. No president is really out there making decisions. Like he's a one man,
nope.
bro. He's one fucking man. He can't be an expert in economics, an expert in defense, an expert in all these things that it takes to become a president. This is why they have a cabinet. This is why you surround yourself with a lot of people in your cabinet that are the experts in finance, that are the experts in defense, are they are the expert in geopolitics. They are the expert in economics. They are the experts in that. That's why you surround that. That's why it's so important to have a strong cabinet. So you got this old man that y'all think is sitting up here making all these decisions, and that's just not true. All he is the
Nope.
mouthpiece from those decisions that's in that fucking Oval Office. So when you say, "Oh yeah, well he's too old to," and do I think Biden is too old? I do think he's too old. I do think he's too
Yep.
old. But at the same time, I'm not naive enough to believe that Joe Biden is got dementia and he's gonna, run this, get this country in turn this country upside. I don't think so. I don't think so. I
Nope.
don't think so.
Because
He's not making them
at this point, the presidency is a it's like a representation. Like he's just there. But everybody else around him is telling him
exactly.
this and that, this
Exactly.
and
It's
that.
no
And then
way somebody can be that polished in all those
and
different areas.
right.
It's no way.
So you know the way our country works, you got the House and you got the Senate and you got the president, and they all can just cancel each other out if they want to
Mhm.
continuously and not get nothing done,
Mhm.
right? And you would think
That's
that
what's
the
been happening
president,
since Obama, bro. That shit has
crazy,
been happening
crazy,
ever since Obama got in office. Nothing really has gotten anything done. But you want to,
man.
and I've said this on the podcast too, and we gonna kind of cut it because we were supposed to talk about Fani Willis, but we
Oh
went
yeah, yeah,
way
we
off
go,
on the tangent. But it's all good because we going this Fani Willis this Fani Willis still thing is still ongoing, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna be talking about it again,
oh,
probably on
okay.
the same
Before
podcast.
you
But
say
hold on.
anything,
Let me make my point. Oh
okay.
fuck, you made me lose my point. Go ahead.
So before you say anything, how long is this going to go? Because they trying to figure out if they're going to expel them from the case and just get the case all the way thrown out. Correct?
Well, what will happen is with the Fani Willis is they're trying to get the DA thrown off the case. So if the DA gets thrown off the case, everybody she hires gets thrown off the case. So they can bring in, or the judge can appoint somebody new to take over the case. Now, what will happen is if the judge appoints someone who really doesn't like this case, they don't like the direction of the case, or they just don't even think the case is strong enough, they just quash the case themselves.
Right.
So her case
'Cause
her case legitimately can be just tossed in the trash. And it took her from 2020 to not even now, because the case hasn't started yet, to come this far to even prosecute. I mean, to even indict. I'm sorry, I say prosecute, to indict Trump. Yeah, that case will just stay in the trash. And yeah,
And this is the case. And this is the case people been looking forward
that's
to.
why I said in the beginning, I thought this was
Yep.
the stronger case, only because it wasn't a federal case. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll definitely see. I believe on this same episode we're gonna be talking about this again, because we should have a decision on if she's thrown off the case any day now. So we'll figure it out.
So with that being said, hopefully she doesn't.
No, I don't want to see her get
Hopefully,
thrown off
and
the
if
case.
she,
I don't want to see her get thrown off the case, because I don't want I don't how do I put it? I don't want this this case tossed in the trash. We all heard that phone conversation.
Mhm.
Find these votes, find these 1,311, whatever he said, votes. Yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
all know that they flipped a lot of those people that, were uh fake delegates. You know, you got fake delegates to he tried to steal an election, and it's pretty evident to see it. I mean, it's pretty evident to see. Only people that would say anything otherwise are people that just don't want to see it. So I hope this case stays. We'll probably, most likely, hopefully, that was a lot, be following up to this interview with another interview with some more people, and hopefully we get to the bottom of it. But I want to thank you for popping in here. So hi. Good, bro.
Man, anytime,
Yep.
bro.
You'll be back.
Anytime,
You'll be back
bro.
on here, bro. We'll follow up.
Yes,
All
please.
right.
So we can get this going. All right,
Peace.
peace.
Want to thank Sahai for popping in like he always do, since he's been affiliated with us, chopping it up, man. That brother, he loves. I get enthusiastic when it comes to Sahai, man, because he's like, hey man, I got this topic I want to talk about, and that's what I need, man. I just love it. I just love that about him. He's so enthusiastic about what we do. So Sahai, keep doing your thing. Thanks for being part of this, and definitely want to keep doing this with you, man. I really appreciate you popping on the show. I want to get into this segment I have with VivaBella, Christina, my cousin. Like I said before, I'm trying to see where she can fit in, see what we can do. You guys definitely see more of her. Let's get it. Everybody, what is up? I am here with the famous. I'm just playing. I'm just playing with you. I am here with VivaBella, my cousin, Xtina, Christina. What's up with you?
Hey. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute since you've been on the cameras, huh?
Yeah. I've been kind of MIA from these YouTube streets, but
Okay.
slowly trying to make my way back.
We gotta work you back in. We gotta get you back in here. So I'm gonna have Christina on my show periodically, to talk about some topics and things like that. So I wanted to use this time right now to kind of introduce you to the Dummast Podcast and all our listeners and everyone, all 5 of y'all. So I wanted to get you in here. So Christina is she creates content herself, like she just previously mentioned. How did you get into creating content? Like, what is VivaBella? Tell us all that?
Yeah, so it kind of happened kind of randomly actually, and I made my first YouTube video in 2018, which is crazy.
Okay.
I was thinking about that the other day, like, wow, it's about to be 6 years since I
Wow.
first got on here. But for anyone that has seen my channel before, I started off doing makeup
I
tutorials.
remember.
That was like my thing. I started off doing like quick pictorials on Instagram, and from there I was like, I should actually upload like video tutorials on YouTube. So that is what I started doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so my channel was just makeup content at first. And then it took a shift when I did my ancestry DNA video, which at that time were like really popular. And I didn't realize that Dominican DNA videos in particular were quite popular. So that brought a lot of attention to my channel, a lot of new subscribers, and I didn't realize a lot of the conversation surrounding Dominicans and our ethnic makeup and racial identification. So I just got kind of sucked into this whole other side of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, I started, I guess you could say, diversifying my content. So I would still do my makeup tutorials, but I started doing videos talking a little more about like, Dominican culture and or talking about certain topics or relationship topics. And then I started doing more in-depth like historical videos and
Mm-hmm.
cultural videos of not just DR but different countries throughout Latin America. So I kind of became like this Latin slash Dominican cultural history channel with a little dash of makeup still.
I
And
got you.
yeah, that's kind of what my core audience became. People
Okay.
more for like my culture
So
stuff.
I've been on your channel a few times. It seems like it gets heated like real fast. Like it
It
like it we could be talking about like something like one thing, and then it can just spawn to something totally different where people are arguing and people are calling each other names. Even I got I rode over your house one time.
You did, you sure did.
I came and knocked on your door one time because stuff happened. But anyway, we'll leave that behind me. Uh, but it gets heated. Why do you think it's just so confrontational at times on your channel?
It's not so much anymore. It definitely died down. But during
Yeah,
that
yeah, true,
time,
true, true.
this was like the peak of the pandemic. So
Hmm.
everybody was home. Everybody was just on YouTube all the time. And some of these conversations, they just really get people going, like
Hmm.
the race topics again, and especially among Hispanics. It's very interesting because it wasn't just Dominicans, it was also other groups of Hispanics, and then I
Hmm.
have a lot of viewers who were like African Americans. So it was like a very interesting combination, and those topics will get people kind of heated. And then here and there, when it came to like, men and women and kind of like that relationship stuff, sometimes
Hmm.
that would get people kind of worked up. So I don't know. And I will say it was mainly, men. It was mainly men getting
Nah,
real.
I would. It was some women in there
A few,
getting,
a few.
yeah. But for the most part, you're right. You had a lot of guys in there poking their
Yeah,
chest
I
out or
don't know what it
whatever.
is. I guess people, when they're online or behind a keyboard, they get a bit more emboldened. And,
Hmm. That's
they
true.
just, I don't know, they just come out swinging with their opinions and they hear opinions that are different from theirs, and it just gets people really worked up.
Right.
So, yeah.
But the beauty behind it, and it's something I like that you did, and I've actually adapted some of that. You'll see two people fighting, and you won't get in the middle of it. You just
Yeah, that's true.
you just let them duke it out, and you would be getting views, and
Yeah.
you did the right thing. That's what you're supposed to do. Um, but I really enjoy your channel because it was like a variety of uh of different stuff. It wasn't just like one thing. And I kind of started out my channel like that, but then I kind of honed it in to narrow things out a little bit.
Mhm.
But it's a lot of stuff going on with your channel that I actually liked. I like finding things out about Dominican Republic, and just so you know, my wife is Dominican, and my wife is her cousin, so that's how we know each other.
Mhm.
Um, but I really like it. I really enjoy it because I get to learn something. Like you say, you look kind of like a historian. Like how do you prepare all that info? Is this stuff you already knew, or do you have to kind of go do
Oh
research? Or
no. I mean, I knew like the basics of some things, but honestly, I learned a lot while researching like doing all of these videos. So, I would basically for every video I would make, I'd basically prepare like a script because a lot of them would be like voiceover videos. So I'd have to
yes,
like
yes.
find pictures and like video footage, whatever, and then I'd speak over it. But I would basically create a Word document for every video that I would do, and I would just research online. I
Hmm.
kinda had, like, a format that I had. Like, I would look up for example, if I'm in a video about a particular country, like, I would start off with, like, a section about demographics, a section about food, a section about the dance, a section about the languages that country speaks, whatever. I had, like, a general format layout that I followed, and
Hmm.
then I would just look up online. Um, I would just, Google searches. Sometimes I would search in Spanish because, sometimes there's different articles or sources in Spanish that may have, or sources from that country that have more detailed information. And then I would just translate it to English. So that's how I did a lot of my research, or sometimes even looking at other YouTube videos and kind of gathering information from there, and then I would compile it all together. But yeah, I learned a lot, even just about Dominican history, because I didn't really know too much about the history of DR. Like I know a lot of the culture, but as far as history is concerned, there was a lot I didn't know. So I learned a lot,
Yeah,
actually,
me too. Me
from
too. Just
being
by watching the Tainos, I've learned a lot of stuff just by
Mhm.
watching your not, I hope I said that right, Tainos, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Um, I learned a lot about Dominican culture just watching your channel.
Mhm.
And like I said, my wife is Dominican, and this is stuff I didn't even know, and I'm pretty sure she probably could have learned some stuff as well. So that was really good. I kind of want to talk about uh more content creation. Like, so you successful, definitely successful YouTube channel. Um, what do you like about creating content? What gravitated you to that?
Hmm. That's a good question because I didn't really know I had it in me, to be honest.
Hmm.
Like it I don't know, it's hard to say what really was it that drew me to content creation. I think honestly, I think the sense of community that comes from the content creation was a byproduct of it that I didn't really know existed, but I think looking back, it actually made me want to continue making content because after a while, I kind of developed like my core audience,
Hmm.
specific individuals that they've really enjoyed my content. And the crazy thing about it is too, I've actually met like so many people off of YouTube in person,
Yes, I've
which
seen
I
that. I've seen it.
never expected ever. Like in different states, like it's crazy. So I think the sense of community was one thing that actually kept me wanting to make more content and getting to know people. um but also because I mean it's interesting. It's interesting, I think, learning new things as I make the content.
Right.
And then I also have three separate channels now.
Hmm.
So I ended up splitting off my makeup content and my vlogs from my main channel. So now I have a separate makeup channel which I haven't uploaded on there forever, and then a separate vlog channel because I noticed that those two particular things didn't do as well on my main channel
Hmm.
for some reason. I guess because after a while, people they didn't come to my channel for that. They came to my channel mainly because of my cultural and historical videos. So when I would upload vlogs, or back when I was still uploading makeup content on that channel, nobody was really watching it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to separate these two out so that people that are into that, because those are kind of more like niche, right? That's how you say it, right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's okay. So people that like that, they can go to those channels.
See, I'm just figuring this out. The whole niche thing. I'm
Uh,
starting to actually build like a what I would call like kind of a base of people that's waiting for my content.
yeah.
So that it took me a while to figure that out because the way I work is I just throw as many things on the wall to see what stick, and I'm starting to see what sticks. and
Yeah.
where to pivot and things like that. My thing is about content creation. I want to know if you agree with because I know you're a very creative person. Like you and your sister, even your mom, you're very creative people. And
Mhm.
that's where you get it from. You get it from your mom.
Yeah.
But I am also a creative person. I've done video and all type of stuff in that field.
Photography.
Yeah, photography, all type of stuff in that field. I find what I'm doing now, creating content, more so therapeutic. I don't do it for the likes. Obviously, I don't do it for the likes. I don't get a lot of them, but I do it for myself. I just love creating. I love
Mhm.
putting this together. I love editing, and I love seeing a final product. And that's what keeps me going. And there's been times I've been burnt out where I haven't done anything, because you do get burned out, and
Oh yeah, the
it's
YouTube.
like you don't hate it. What was that?
No, the YouTube burnout is real.
Yeah, you kind of get burned out, and you kind of, but I use that burnout to kind of see, what I can do to improve, if that makes any sense. So what I want to ask, and I know that was a long diatribe, I want to ask, do you find yourself the same way? Do you do this for the likes, or do you do it for yourself? Like, what do you do it for?
I can't necessarily say that I do it for the likes. I mean, it's nice to get the likes, don't get me wrong,
Exactly,
and to get
exactly.
views. I mean, that is also part of what you want. You do, as a content creator, you do want people to see what you're creating.
Hmm.
Well, of course, there's that aspect of it, but at the end of the day, I mean, if I'm gonna make content, I'm gonna do stuff that I like.
Hmm.
I mean, of course, I want the audience to like it as well. But I mean, yeah, to an extent, you are doing it for yourself, because there is a sense of gratification that you get and satisfaction from being able to put together a product, and to see that final product, and to see it on screen, and to see other people enjoying it. Feel kind of good about it. Like,
It
yeah,
does. It does.
together, people are enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? It's a good feeling.
It's like it's like, okay, yeah, I'm putting this out for myself, and I enjoy it. Whether I get views, don't get views, whether I'm not monetized on YouTube. I am monetized on Meta. Um, but it's not even about the money or anything like that. But because I like it, when other people like it, I feel better about my product.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one good thing about it. I hope you kind of understand what I'm talking about. I know I'm all
Yeah.
over the place.
Also, like there's a lot of comments that I've gotten over the years. Like, oh my gosh, like I've learned so much from watching your videos. I've had a lot of teachers reach out to me and ask
Oh.
me, "Oh, can I use your content or this video for one of my classes?" Which to me was like wild. Like I've had that happen several times over the years. So it's like stuff like that.
Hmm.
Also, it's like this is why I do it, because people are actually learning something. So I'm, having like a positive impact with the content that I'm creating.
That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. I've actually had people hit us up and ask me to be on their documentary, which I did, and it was great. It was a great thing. A documentary that aired in Chicago. So that was, you do kind of get people to reach out to you and want you to be a part of different things, which is cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, okay, so you're gonna I want you, I need you on my podcast, just to, add some female flavor up into this, man, and get, a female opinion on
Oh,
some topics. What topics are you strong suited in? What do you like to talk about?
oh man. What do I like to talk about? That's a good question.
Like,
I
are you like entertainment, relationship, gossip? Like, what is in your wheelhouse?
well, I do like the relationship topics. I think most girls do. We like to talk
Hmm.
about stuff like that. I'm not the strongest when it comes to political stuff
Hmm.
or certain current events. I do need to get better about that. Popular culture, yeah, I do like talking about that. I don't I'm not always 100% up to speed with what's going on or who exactly is the most popping, but stuff like that. Music, entertainment, I like talking about that type of stuff.
Okay.
Um, Stuff related to culture or related to Dominicans or DR. Even though I when it comes to Dominicans, the conversation. It's always centered around Dominicans and our blackness, always.
And you know what? You getting one of them questions. So you fell for it. You getting one of them.
I was, yeah.
So yeah, I kind of just want to know. I kind of just wanted to know, like, where can I, what segments I can bring you into, and I'm gonna find a way to work you in for sure. I'm gonna find a way, because like I said, I need that female take. And since my sister's not on the show, my sister Nina, she's not on the show no more. Than so I got to get somebody else in here, and I'm looking at some other people too. So hopefully I can work out some segments where you won't be alone. I will never let nobody gang up on you. So that ain't happening. And just want to kind of see where I can put you in.
Okay.
Before we go, I have to ask you this. All right. And I've watched your channel enough to know you get one of these questions.
All right.
So one of the main things I hear on your channel, and it's not just yours, this is like a real topic. Are Dominicans black?
Oh man, knew that was coming.
I had to do it. I had to do it.
So on the one hand, I see that question the same as saying, are Americans black? Clearly, there are Americans that are black, but not all Americans are black. That is the same way I view DR. Are all Dominicans black? No, but there are a lot of Dominicans that are black. And I will say, in comparison to the rest of Latin America, we are on the more melanated side. It's extremely apparent that, again, of the Hispanic countries, we have a much higher percentage of African DNA, ancestry, whatever, compared to a lot of other countries in Latin America. And I mean, there's no point in denying that. Like, it's very visible, it's very apparent. But that's not all that we are. And we also have a substantial European mixture, and we do have a little bit of residual Taino ancestry as well. And that combination of those three roots, as you can say, is what makes Dominican culture. It's what makes us us. And you see the remnants of those three cultures in our music and the culinary aspects of our culture. I mean, you kind of see it everywhere, even in our phenotype. Like, you can pick out traits that are probably more African or traits that are more European, whatever. So yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a black and white. And how can I say? It's not like a straight up yes, it's not a straight up no.
Yes,
Like,
I you know what, I definitely understand what you're talking about, and that was probably the best it's ever been explained to me, because I know I don't look at, like, it's like you said, it's almost like looking at someone from England and asking them, are English people black? Well, yeah, there's black people in England. There's black people all over the world.
all over
In
the
every country, they got their own set of black folks. So it's hard for me to look at you. And you tell me you're not black. We literally share the same skin color almost, So it's kind of hard when I hear someone, and I don't hear too many people say it in Dominican. I don't hear too many people say it that have dark skin that say they're not black. My girl, she will tell you she is black. She's black.
Yeah, and that's the misconception. And that's the stereotype that we all are here denying our blackness, and that we're all somehow in complete denial of the fact that we have, African.
Well, there's some. Don't get me wrong. There are some.
Of course. I'm always gonna have those. But as a whole, like, come on, man. Like, we're not that obtuse. Like, we know. But I think the difference also comes in that, as opposed to here, where your race is such a dominant way in which you identify, it's not like that in DR. Like, where most Dominicans, or I think most Latin Americans in general, they identify nationality first, then race.
Exactly.
As here, it's race first, then nationality.
This is one of the only places like that, though. This is one of the only places like that where, like, I don't even like saying African American. I like saying Black American, because that to me makes more sense.
Yeah.
We tend to look at skin color above nationality, whereas everybody else in the world, like if a person's from France, no matter if they're black or white, they're gonna say they're French.
Right.
They're from France. They're French. We on the other hand, it's a little different. But I definitely understand your your response. It makes total sense, and that was probably one of the best ways that was explained to me. So I thank you for that. Before we go, when are you going to Dominican? When we going to Dominican? When we hanging out?
I'm thinking about going back this summer, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I was just there in October, but yeah, I would like to go in the summer, so that the girls can go and actually stay for a longer period of time during, the summer break. And I was thinking maybe I could work remotely from down there for a few weeks if my
Oh,
job lets me, because I mean I work from the home, so I figure they
internet
just
down there sucks though. It's not that
it
good.
does like a lot. My
Claro
dad,
is not Claro, you know?
yeah, yeah, the internet definitely
Claro don't be Claroing.
yeah, it's not
But
what it
yeah,
used to be, but
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
thinking,
it is definitely better. It's definitely better, but it's still like
yeah.
you can't depend on it that much. But I don't know. I don't think we going this year. I think we'll probably go
Oh,
in 2025.
okay.
But I think no, last time we went, you were down there. We didn't get to kick it like that. You
Oh
know what?
yeah,
The weather was so we were down there for like 3 weeks. The weather was so bad. It rained literally every day we were
yeah.
down there.
Well, now is sometimes the worst when it comes to that. But now is known for getting a lot of rain, though. It's
Well, it's like right
always
in it's
raining.
right in it's like a bowl. Like if you look at Dominican Republic, it's almost shaped like a bowl. But now it's like right in the middle of that bowl. So when the clouds come over, it's just stuck in the middle, man.
Yeah,
The rain clouds get stuck in the mountains, man, and it literally. And I'm not even bullshit. We were out there for 3 weeks. It rained all 21 days.
I
So,
believe it. I,
yeah. So and you were out there too. So we really couldn't do anything. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
yeah, it just all depends on when you go down there. I normally have fun when we're down there, and I had fun last time. I did, but the rain kind of put
Yeah,
damper on
so
put
you
a
gotta get
damper on
out of
some
it
things.
now a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. We went to Samana.
Okay.
Yeah, so definitely got to do that. But people don't know what the fuck we talking about. So I want to thank you for coming. I
Yeah.
definitely got to get you back in here. I'm excited to get you back in here. Get your flavor in here. Get that Viva Bella flavor up in here. Definitely want to thank you for coming and
Of
hope to see
course.
you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, I'll, be making my way around, making my way back. I think this
Hmm.
this is also a good segue for me to just kind of get back into YouTube in general.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you for that. And thank you for having me on.
Cool. And that work both ways. You can hit me up anytime I'm on your show. I'm on
Okay.
your channel. Like I've never denied you. So
Yeah.
let's keep it going. Let's create this content. Let's make some memories.
All right.
Peace. Viva Bella. You guys will be seeing more of her. And definitely check out her stuff, man. Definitely check out her content. Her content is really cool. If you want to learn, if you're like into the history of countries and things like that, not just Dominican Republic, she does it all. If you want to know like cultural stuff and she even has she's cooking food and shit on there, man. Like it is great. Please check out her content. I will post the links all through her interview, because I totally forgot to ask her to spit her social medias, which I do for everyone, and I just totally forgot. So I'm sorry about that, Christina, but I got you. I got you back. Before I get out of here, it's something I want to talk about. Actually, two things I want to talk about. First off, we are no longer on Podbean. So if you're looking for our content, do not go to Podbean to look for it. Right now, all of our episodes from episode 1 to episode 69 are still on Spotify, still on Apple Podcasts, and some other places too. I'm trying to find some good podcast hosting right now. The last episode we did, I have not. You know what? It's weird because I did upload the last episode 70 to Spotify, but for some reason it hasn't popped up yet, so I'm not going to use Spotify for hosting. Anchor, it seems like Anchor had went over, the Anchor had changed, and that was some free podcast hosting that a lot of people use, and a lot of people loved it, and it switched to Spotify, and for some reason for me it ain't working. It could be user error, but I'm just gonna find another spot the attach all the podcasts to, if you're into the audio version of the podcast. But if you're not, you can always catch us on YouTube. That's where you're watching this now. Yeah, so no longer on Podbean. I didn't see the benefit of it. I was paying for it for years, and it just I didn't see the benefit of it. Like it, Anyway, before we got out of here, I had two things. The last thing I have to talk about. If you watch Netflix, if you are a Netflix watcher, and I do think Netflix is probably the best streaming platform out there when it comes to movies and TV shows. HBO Max is cool. Disney Plus is good because they got the Disney and they got the Star Wars and they got the Marvel. That's cool. But Netflix, it seems like there's just a lot of stuff on Netflix. You can never run out of stuff to watch. I'm not saying all of it's good, but if you're looking to kill some time, a lot of shit is on Netflix. Netflix last week brought out a TV show. I ain't gonna say something. A TV show, animated show that I love, that I just simply love, and that is the Avatar. Avatar was first brought out on Nickelodeon years ago, and between years ago and now, I've probably watched the Avatar maybe about 5 or 6 times in its entirety. It is a really good show. The last Avatar, the last Airbender, that is my shit. That is my shit. And I even put my son on it. My son loves it. So I think it might have been 3 years ago when I found out they're going to start making more content for Avatar, and they're going to have an Avatar universe. And I remember at the time, the first person I told was my son. And I was like, first they're going to come out with an animated, a live action Avatar. They're going to further progress the story. We're going to get more content from it. And we both were excited. So Avatar comes out. I think it was maybe sometime last week. It hasn't been that long. When I tell you guys, this is probably you take any animated show, you take any comic book, this follows the original more than anything I've ever seen. It is literally a carbon copy of the animated series, as best they can do when you try to adapt. Because anime, you're drawing that. You can pretty much do whatever you want to do when it's live action. You kind of got to be cognizant of the fact you're not doing something that looks silly. This was really good. Now, I'm not going to tell you to watch. I'm not going to tell you don't have to watch the animated series to watch this. I still think the animated series is better because the animated series was the original. It was the OG. And basically, this just kind of copied word for word. But at the same time, it's still really good. You can just watch this and be right where everyone else is who's watched the Avatar series multiple times. It is really good. It is done well. It looks good. It sounds good. Some of the acting is a little hokey, but I get it because those are kids. It's mostly kids. I'm not going to say mostly kids, but the main stars are kids, so it's a lot of kid dialogue. And maybe that stuff comes off a little hokey. Aang, who's the main character, that is the last Airbender, the Avatar, he's kind of giving off young Sheldon vibes with his voice. Like his voice is a little weird, just, but, and this is me nitpicking. It is really good. It is really good. I would love to know what everybody else is thinking about it, because when I look at the ratings on IMDb, they're not great, but for the most part, people I've talked to loves it. Nobody's saying anything bad about it, but I'm looking at reviews that aren't so good. I did hear some complaints. I heard some complaints that it is very weird, because I'm hearing people are saying, well, it's following the animated series too much. You know what? You just can't make some people happy, because when something doesn't follow, shit to a T, people complain. Now you got something that's following the OG to a T, and now you complain. I'm convinced you just can't make some people happy. Some people are just impossible. But back to what I was saying, it is really good. Like, really good. Like, I mean, they just didn't leave anything out of the story. And it ended exactly where the first season of Avatar ended in the animated series. So I don't know when season 2, the earthbending season, will start, but I'm excited for it. I really like this. I'm really down for Netflix going back and doing some of these animated series, which I think they're going to get more into. If they do them like that, I won't be disappointed. This was really good to see. And if animated series ain't your thing, watch this one, because it's not animated, but it's still really good. Visually it looks really good, really impressive. And I'm giving it a B+. I'm giving it a B+, A- from me. I don't do the whole rating thing that much, but if I was gonna rate it, it's rated high. It's a must watch, especially if you're into Avatar: The Last Airbender. But I digress. That's my show. I hope you guys like it. Again, like I said before, please check us out on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, do whatever you got to do to get into this movement. You're not going to find us on PodBeAN anymore, but you can still find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And that's it. That's all I got. We out. Peace.